everybody. This is Mark.
This is Ashley.
And this is Justin.
And this is Awkward Fist Bump Productions, baby. Boom!
Are we bringing it in? Boom.
Yeah.
I'm working blind today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So,
Mark, if you can see Mark, I'm very happy for you because I can't. He's a little circle that says MD, and I've got my glasses off. So I'm just basically working blind still.
oh, well, it is what it is.
You could be
So,
making faces at me. I would have no idea.
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I guess you'll have to see the after edited product to see
Oh
what
my
I
gosh.
did.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Is he still being awful?
Wait. Okay, the people did not view this video to see me make faces at Ashley. So let's get into it. All right.
I'm so excited.
There is and a lot of people don't know about it, but you guys tune in and you want to know what, kind of some of the behind the scenes stuff. So we're bringing it to you today. We're going to talk about the 60 days in curse.
There's a curse?
There's a
Yes.
curse. And what's
But
funny is
only
we
know
didn't talk about this really with Justin. So Justin he's probably going to have the same reaction when we talk about it. But it is actually a very well-known curse in the 60 days in community for participants. So without further ado, let's talk about it. What is the 60 days in curse to you, Ashley?
The 60 days in curse is that after you participate in 60 days in, your marriage or your relationship falls apart. That's the curse.
That's not necessarily just the marriage or the relationship, but you also have people that suffer from mental. I mean, a lot of participants suffer from depression afterwards and stuff like that. But
it damages friendships too. Let's throw that in there as well. Like it's relationship damaging. Is that a good summary?
Yeah. So for those of you, and y'all hit us up all the time, whether it's here or on Facebook or on Reddit or on any other platform, and you ask, how do I get on the show? If you want on the show, you got to know about the curse. So, yeah, it's true. There are quite a few participants that have divorced after the show. Ashley being one of them. I hope people don't mind me throwing their names around, but Cherie.
Do the public ones.
Yeah, Cherie, John. Dion,
he was dating Ashley. Remember? Little Ashley from season 2. I believe that was his girlfriend's name. He's not with her anymore, and that's on his Instagram.
Dang.
Yeah.
Let's go season by season, because there's a lot.
Okay, season 1 would comprise. Zach's still married.
Yeah, they're the exception to the rule because they both experienced it.
Yeah, and
I think that's
props.
fair.
Mad props, Zach and Ashley, if y'all are watching, mad props to y'all because y'all both did the show.
Yes.
Let me think. Who else was on season 1? Was Jeff on season 1? Jeff was on season 1, wasn't he? The guy that the only participant to get hit. He was season 1. He's divorced now.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay, so who all went in as guys? Robert, Jeff, Zach,
Barbara. Tammy, and Miriam. Well, Miriam's
I don't
kind
know
of an
anything
exception.
about those three.
Miriam's kind of an exception because she was the child of kind of like celebrityhood. She was, if you didn't know, in case, 60 Days in season 1 didn't tell you 150 times, she was not the enforcer, but rather she was the daughter of Muhammad Ali.
Of the ultimate enforcer.
Yeah, wow. The ultimate enforcer. So we should try to get her on, but I think she doesn't even communicate with the community. She doesn't live as a cool. Yeah, if we could get her on, that'd be kind of cool. But then
who was the third guy? Was Isaiah? Isaiah was on season 1, but he was 19 when he went in, so I don't know if he was even in a relationship with anyone.
Isaiah is not a fan of 60 Days In. He feels like he was portrayed
No.
wrong. He's a very outspoken advocate against 60 Days In. I don't know.
But I really like him. I
like
really
him
like
too.
him a lot.
He's a good dude.
Yes.
But
season 2
would be Cherie. She's divorced now.
Yeah, and then there was Ashley, and she's good. And then who was in there with Cherie and Ashley?
You're gonna put me on the spot, and people are gonna yell at the screen there because they're like, "You're the super fan. You should know."
Terrible super fan.
Dion.
Mona Lisa.
Oh, Mona Lisa's reached out to me.
She announced. I love Mona Lisa. I would love to have her on here, but she announced on the Aftermath episode that she got divorced as well. It cost her.
Oh, did she?
Yes, she announced on her Aftermath episode that she got divorced during the show.
Well, Mona Lisa sent me a message this week, and we're talking about bringing her on.
Oh, please do.
She asked if she could come on. So, because she wants to, she's got a new like documentary series that she's filming and starring in called Prisoner of Hope. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that when we get her on. But so Mona Lisa's divorced. I'm just thinking of Dion. Dion was on season 2.
He was never married. I think he was just engaged.
But you said he lost her, right?
I don't know how their relationship ended. I just know that on his Instagram, he's in a relationship with somebody new, and he looks very happy. So, I mean, I don't know I have never spoken to him personally, so I don't know the details.
Yeah. We've talked a couple of times via Messenger, but we've never talked like on the phone or anything.
And then there was Ryan.
That was season 3. Yeah, Ryan is still pretty chill. In fact, he was messaging us, and he's gonna come on now. So we just got to pick a date with him. He's had a lot of stuff with grad school and stuff like that going on, but he is now free, so we need to get that on the schedule as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think of who else was season 2. Ashley. The guy, as far as the guys, it was Dion, Ryan, Brian. I guess Brian's doing good. I hear from him from time to time.
How many Ashleys are there on 60 Days In?
2 participants and like 4 inmates.
Oh, okay.
As far as marks, there are a lot more marks than I'd like to admit. You have Mark Lamb, me, Mark Adger, Colonel Mark Adger from Atlanta, and then Mark, who was season 6, who was there. He was like the super secret SWAT team that they brought in that lasted like 8 minutes.
We called them the All-Star Squad when we make fun of them. To their faces, of course.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't get any less public than we are now, because as soon as we're done with this, I'm uploading it. But
perfect. And then, so season 3, I need what we need to get is like a chart of everybody who's ever done the show and like what their lives do, like our updates with them. Like, I don't know. I'll make something. I'll do something creative.
How many people do you think got divorced out of all of them?
I would say people that have either lost relationships, whether it be girlfriend, fiance, or marriages.
65%.
And people that have long-lasting, they're struggling with mental or depression or whatever. I keep saying mental illness, but
relapsing
depression. I would say at least half of us. You'd say 65% of us.
Yeah, if you throw in the mental health issues coming back or addiction issues coming back, I would definitely put it up to 65%.
Yeah.
Because those people, I don't want to throw them. If somebody has not made a public statement about the status,
we're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to mention it, because we're very privileged to have ongoing lifelong friendships with these other participants, and I'm not gonna screw up trust or anything like that, because they're family. We're all family together. So even as dysfunctional as we are, unless they've come out publicly with it, I'm not saying it.
So what do y'all think that could be done different in county jails and prisons? Because if they only did 60 days and that many people are having relationship problems, think about the people who do years.
And that's a great tie-in. I'm glad we had you on here for that, because we did 2 months and we have people that have issues. So how about people like you that did 10 years, people that do 20 years,
How did your relationship survive? Like,
Um, a lot of prayer, a lot of talking on the phone. Um, the first couple years it was really kind of hard and struggling because I had to like balance it when because she worked the whole time. So like when she was able to have money to put money on the phone, and because the first couple years I wasn't using or around cell phones at all in prison. And once I was able to finally get to a point in a dorm where I could use them and get around them, that's I did everything I could to talk to my wife as much as possible. So, I know a lot of people look down on contraband and phones in prisons and stuff like that, and like, oh, they they can be used, for hits and things like that. But to really be honest with you, 90 to 95% of what those phones are used for is to talk to their family, talk to their loved ones, and stay in communication with them in a lot cheaper way than using the phones on the wall. So I mean, my
I
whole
love
bid.
that.
But outside of the contraband, we're not talking about contraband.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
What type of effect did that have?
I'm saying like that's how I was able to keep my relationship in
Yeah.
contact, was to be able to speak with her as much as possible. Letters are great, but there it's just that instant, to be able to talk back and forth, and that instant connection. Letters takes weeks, and you don't really get the full effect of how they're feeling. And she might be having a bad day, and then I don't find out about it until 2 weeks later.
I will actually vouch for his wife. His wife like lived with us for a long time while he was
Mhm.
locked up, and she is a strong, like loyal woman. Because I remember, and I don't mean to take you off, but we're about to
No,
make
you're good.
something public that you probably never knew. There were conversations I had with my wife that I was like, Angie is a strong woman. Like I would not look down on her if she decided to move on. And that was nothing against you, Justin. It was just you were
Yeah.
putting your life on hold for 10 years
Mhm.
to be with this guy. So mad props to your wife, man,
Thank you,
for that.
baby.
But that being said, you see the 60 days correlation where we're talking about we call it the 60 days in curse.
Mhm.
What percentage of people lose relationships just like us and while they're incarcerated?
Quite a bit. I mean, I'm not gonna put his name, but a good buddy of mine, he had a wife and 3 or 4 kids, and as soon as he came home, it was over with. I mean, she, who knows what happened, why he was in there, but she supposedly, acted like she was there the whole time, talking with him, come to visit, stuff like that. But then after he came home, it was over with. So,
And there's a lot that could happen there that you don't see. A lot of
oh
post
yeah.
traumatic stress disorder, like he came home a different person,
Hmm.
which you're gonna like you came home a different person. You're cool. I'm not saying you're not, but at first when you got home, it was intense, man. Like you were telling the kids, don't sneak up behind Uncle
Don't
Justin.
don't sneak up
don't
behind him.
don't do it. You might get
Hiya.
knocked out. Yeah, but we ultimately wanted to do this episode because we wanted to tell you guys, like so many people want to be on 60 Days In. I had the opportunity, and I love production. I love the 60 Days In, community, but it has come at a price, as far as for some participants. So when you're hitting us up and because no matter how many times I post this, I always still have someone that doesn't look at any of my posts, and they email me and say, or direct message me and they say, how do I get on? And even if we were to put it out on this today, someone still, I guarantee by the end of the week, I'll get 3 DMs that'll ask. But I get to the point, I'm saying I appreciate the community. I appreciate the show. I'm so super appreciative I did the show. That being said, it has come at a cost to a lot of people that have done the show, between
Mhm.
depression and, I mean, unfortunately, and I don't want to harp or talk about this for a long time, but we had a very public display of depression play itself out a few months ago. Um, but
I wouldn't
that's
blame that on 60 Days In,
I
though. I
wouldn't.
would say that's definitely something that's way outside the realm of just being on the show.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, some of the people that you think are hardcore, like John from season, he was either 3 or 4, but he was the guy that used to be he was either DEA. He was one of the, he was a agent for
Season
one.
3.
Yeah, he was a military veteran, and he worked for either DEA or something like that, where he was a special agent for him. And you would think if anybody's strong enough to survive something like this, like six, it would be him. And he lost his wife out of it.
I didn't
So
know that about John.
yeah, he's living in Germany now. Living his best life, I guess, is that new phrase that everyone says now. But
Yeah.
but some of the strongest people you think, like in a million years, I would have never guessed out of that reunion.
So, Mark,
Yeah.
when you came home, did you and my sister have problems, or was it hard for you to come back home?
You know what? For me, it wasn't. But I've been deployed, so I'm used to. I've being in the Army. I missed quite a few important occasions throughout the years. The only, and it's not even a long-lasting effect. The only effect I had was just because you were sleeping on and we've talked about it before. You were sleeping on a metal slab, and the mattress is about yay big. I just couldn't sleep. Yeah, I couldn't sleep
still
the
feel like
entire
I have
time.
back problems.
So when I got home, I would stay up, and it'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning. My wife would wake up, and she'd be like, "Why are you still awake?" I'd be like, "I'm not used to sleeping." After 60 days, your body trains itself to not sleep, and so I would say the entire time I was in there, I got 3 hours of sleep a night. And when I say 3 hours of sleep, I got maybe an hour here, 30 minutes there, 20 minutes there, 10 minutes there. In fact, it's funny. There's only one day I actually slept in. Like my body said, "Screw you, you're gonna sleep," and that was actually the day David got pulled out.
Oh, wow.
Just a little funny story there is David came up to me, or no, not David. I'm sorry, one of the inmates came up to me. He's like, "Yo, you hear what happened to David?" Hold on, what? Hold on, what happened to David? They're like, "Yeah, they called him out. They said he was done. Like he packed his stuff and left." And I was like, "Oh, of course." The only day the entire time I slept in, he's gone.
Oh, wow.
But it would have been nice to have said bye to him because I knew he was a 60 days in participant.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
So back to the curse. I'm gonna I don't want to blame the people who are waiting at home for us to come back, because I'll go ahead and get really personal with what happened with me. So I don't know how many other participants went in the same way I did, with already kind of a rocky relationship. I don't know if anybody went in with super strong foundations like you and your wife have. But mine was already super rocky. And when you get in there, it's like 1 day inmate time is equal to what feels like 1 week on the outside world.
Yep.
It's or 1 week. I don't know. You know what
No,
I mean?
you're right.
Time is longer when you're locked up.
It just drags
And
on.
you don't have when I'm bored right now, I can get on TikTok and I'm like, okay, well, there's 45 minutes time gone. Get out. I'm so sorry. And my child just wants to be in my business. Okay, so I can spend 45 minutes on TikTok scrolling through there, and that's time done if I'm bored or whatever. But when you're bored in jail, all you have is time to think. So when I'm in there, I'm thinking, who is he with? Who's he talking to?
Yeah.
Last time we talked, he didn't say that he loved me, or last time we talked, he sounded like he was upset. I don't know what's going on. And so I would push him and push him and push him. And I'm like, you've got to tell me the status of our relationship, because when I went in here, you were telling me that you loved me and we were going to be together. And now I'm in here and I'm doubting it. So I need some reassurance. And he's like, yeah, by the way, no. So, but it's how much did I push him though? Honestly, looking at it.
Well, before you jumped on the call, and this is not to delineate real inmates, Justin, we were talking because you decided you were going to be late today. I'm not trying to call him out to the AFBP community.
I was actually there, but I didn't push the right button.
Precious here decided he was going to be late to the call.
I was on the call, I just didn't push the join button.
Whatever. Anyway, So we were talking before old Princess here decided to join the call.
I'm gonna have to make a visit to your house after this.
But not to talk down on like real inmates, because we're not at all. But I think being a 60 days in participant is hard from
For
a mental
different
standpoint
reasons.
for a different reason, because the difference between us and the regular inmate population is you can quit at any time. You can give the signal, and it might take 6 hours for them to come get to you.
But you can go.
But they will come
You know
get
you
you,
could
and
be
you can
out that
tell them
day.
I'm done, and I'm done that day. So that was interesting. That was interesting. But look, we want to keep this video short, with the edit, because Ashley's son walked in and decided he wanted to join the party, so we had to edit that part out. We're not
Yes.
going to edit the
Can we
second
say it happened multiple times? And I love my son with all my heart, but so his dream when he gets older is he wants to be a YouTube star.
Ooh.
And I like to protect my son as much as I can. So that's why I don't post any pictures of him on. Did you guys hear a crash?
Yep, we heard a crash.
I like to protect him as much as I can from social media and stuff. So I will never allow him to be on YouTube. And I'm going to try my best to keep him off of Instagram and very private on Facebook. But he is so excited that I do this, and he watches all of our stuff. So it's if he could just like, this is the camera and this is him. Okay. Will you do it? Will you do it, Mom? He gets so excited.
Well,
so,
if you ever decide to change your
yes.
mind with our audience platform, and if you ever let him do a channel, we could eventually pitch it, and I bet he'd get a couple of subscribers out of it, because our community's pretty loyal.
If he got 1 or 2, he would think that he was just the coolest thing that ever happened.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
hey, but we never even mentioned this. We hit 2,000 subscribers, y'all. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll give you an awkward fist bump.
Oh, are we bumping?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's bump the 2,000 people that decided they must have been bored. They must have been bored to tears because they decided to subscribe to us.
Thank you.
But thank you guys so much.
And we have new content coming out real fast. Just some housekeeping.
Yeah, let's talk about it real quick.
We're expanding a little bit. Each of us has something different to offer to the table, and that's why the 3 of us work so well together. We're 3 very different people with one very similar interest and one thing that binds us all together, which is jail. But outside of jail, we each have something that we can bring to the table. For me, I'm going to be focusing more on the mental health aspect of incarceration and kind of what it's like to be a girl locked up and life post 60 days in. Mark, what are you going to focus on? This is my favorite. I'm so excited.
We're launching a new, I'm launching a new episode that we are going to do participant analysis. But we're going to analyze each of the participants. And in fact, by the time this is posted, the very first episode of that has already been posted, and we talked about Robert from season 1. So, yeah. So I'm going to be doing that. Justin, what are you going to be doing?
All sorts of stuff.
All sorts of stuff. So the goal...
Life after prison. I got a couple of interviews I'm going to try to get lined up with some people who've done time, and possibly wives who have their husbands have done time, and possibly like just things I do after I got home, riding my bike, working on my Mustang, going to car shows, etc., etc.
Showing that just because someone's a felon doesn't mean that they're a different person. They're just like everybody else.
Yep. So we're going to expand. The goal is 3 to 4 videos a week instead of just 1 video a week, because why not? I mean, really, ultimately. So if for example, you decide and we're still going to do the big interview every week as well. I think we just lost Justin. Okay.
I can see you now, Mark.
Oh.
My boss is calling me.
Yeah, well, tell your boss to hold up. Awkward Fist Bump Productions is more important. But what I was saying is we're still going to do the big interview every week. And we're just adding to Awkward Fist Bump Productions. So if you don't like, because I know some of y'all, we'll interview some people and the numbers don't lie. You're gonna be like, I didn't like that person, so you don't tune in. So now maybe we're gonna provide something for everybody, a little something for everybody. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you awkwardly fist bump that subscribe button and that notify bell. And if you feel like financially supporting the page, you can go to patreon.com/AFBP. Everything is in the link below on how to interact with us, including our Facebook page, which I'm not doing a good job of really posting on that. I'm
I should
doing
take
terrible.
back over that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you need to, because I'm terrible about social
And
media
Instagram.
follow-up. We got an Instagram account. Everything's in the
Don't
bottom.
forget the contest. You've got one more week left.
Yes, one more week. So listen, we did a short video last week. If you want to co-host one episode, we're doing a sweepstakes giveaway. Dude, that's exciting. I mean, I know it's not like the Powerball, which someone
We got
just
a
won
lot
this.
of comments. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm
So if you want the chance to co-host an episode with us, you got to view that channel, and there's 4 things you have to do. Watch the video. It's also in the description below. Do those, and you might be able to co-host with us.
That'd be cool.
So, all right, guys, let's bring it in. Love y'all.
Peace.
Boom.
Bam.
Oh,
We'll
I took
talk
my
to
wedding ring
y'all.
off.
Oh, here, yeah. Well, see, I do that all the time.